some cancer truths. Um, and there's a lot of them. But when I was first diagnosed, I told my doctors I don't want anything to do with the timeline. I don't need you telling me what what to expect. Okay? I know what it is. Okay? So the first step was to find out what it is. And we found out, fortunately for me, it was ALK cancer. Now, not, without getting into details and boring people, there's three medications for people with ALK. There were two at the time. And I knew that my prognosis was considerably longer if my body responded to those medications. Fortunately, they did. The average length of someone on crizotinib is 2.5 years. The average length of someone on alectinib, 2.5 years. Lorlatinib, 2.5 years. The average length of life expectancy, if everything goes perfectly, you know, and it's add those up, 7.5 years. Where are we? Where are we now? I'm at 7.5 years. And after that, you have chemo. And if chemo doesn't work, you die. That's why the life expectancy is where it is. Um, and some people, I don't understand why people are skipping crizotinib. I don't know. That seems like, I get that the other ones work better, but that's gonna give you time. That's an option. I don't get it, but I always knew exactly like what I'm up against, and it's annoying for people in my life whom I love very much to tell me that, uh, dude, you've always said it's gonna be your last Christmas, but fuck, not never, not once. Okay, as long as you get your scans and everything is stable, you're good. It's not until there's progression and what you're on isn't working where either A, you can go on to the next one, or B, there's chemo. So you can't really make that call until that happens. And lorlatinib failed. Um, I'm also thinking about the fact that um, the progression happened in my bones, and I guess the protocol for doctors is not to monitor your bones. To, for example, I personally, even though I thought it in my head, but obviously I didn't want to know too much because if I did, I would know that my scans weren't covering that. But I thought that they were. But it was kind of like don't ask, don't tell. It's like they got to be keeping track of that. They don't. If you have it in your bones, they will not do PET scans. Why? Because they're super expensive, and the insurance companies tell the doctors what they're going to do rather than the doctors say, hey, we need to monitor this patient's cancer in their bones because I have not looked up the percentages, but I'm assuming that if there's progression, it's going to happen in the original site. Um, but you're screwed if you fall outside of the norm, like me, um, because I literally had to tell my doctor that there was pain in my right arm, exactly where the cancer was, scanned 7 years ago, and now we're reacting to that instead of being ahead of it. We're reacting to it, and that's that's simply put my journey. And this video was originally just to show my irritation of people who mean well saying things that they don't understand or know, or you know I know with a certainty that things can go sideways with me really quick, and this will be my last Christmas. In fact, you may be watching this posthumously. I might have died, and it indeed was my last Christmas. But I'll never say I told you so, because it's dumb. You know, all I can do is just, and this is good for anyone with cancer. Eventually, you are going to get a voice in your head. Call it prescience. Call it just like some people say, he knew or she knew that they were gonna die. They knew it. They just knew it. If you think that, you're a sucker. Because how many times in your life have you foresaw something, thought something in your head that was completely turned out to not be true? For me, all of them. Like when it comes to anything in my life that I have thought about, in regards to trying to foretell the future, or having a feeling about something, it's always been wrong. And if it was right, you're going to chalk that up to just, I knew it in my gut. Or maybe it just happened. Unless you have a feeling and it's always right, don't give into that. Fight. Take that feeling and just kick it right in the ass and just get it out of your head, because you don't know. You like, as bad as it is for me, and it's pretty bad right now. Like things are progressing. I'm on double chemotherapy. Like I feel like shit. I look awesome. Let's be honest. Um, and I say that in jest because look at me. I know I'm not dumb. Um, I used to be attractive, but anyway, I didn't even care about that. But if you give in to that voice, you're quitting. Because as bad as it is for me, I still have hope, and I'll lay it out for you. This chemo that I'm on right now, let's just say that it really beats back the cancer, like Breaking Bad type. Like I don't know if you've ever watched Breaking Bad, but you know, the main character Walter, uh, he's in remission after chemo. Of course, he gets it later, and I won't spoil the ending, even though it came out in 2007. He has stage 4 lung cancer. Kind of gives you gives you an idea um, of what happens to him. Uh, but the ending was great, though. It's not what you think. So watch it if you haven't. But anyway, let's just say that the chemo I'm on works awesome. And let's just say that after that chemo, I'm able to get on a trial, which then prolongs things. And it gets to the point where there's a new drug out There will not be a cure for cancer. I I hate to break that to you. Um, Suffice to say, seen I've seen a a logical cure for cancer that worked 100% of the time on mice and pigs and animals. Look up Kanzius machine, Kanzius. I won't get into the details, but it was bought up by a pharmaceutical and it doesn't exist anymore. Website, Facebook, nothing. And I watched it happen. So there's not going to be a cure, but there's going to be something else down the line that you're going to be able to take. So I might see 4, 5 more Christmases, and on top of that, something in that time might happen, and it might be like, holy shit, this dude's been around for 20 years. Now, what are the chances of that happening? Not great, but I certainly by no means am done yet. It very well may be that I am, but here's the thing: I don't know, and you don't know. So whatever feelings that you may have about I can't do this or I know, kick that feeling right in the balls if it's male. If it's a female, I don't know, twist its titties. I don't know. Oh God. I'm probably just by saying that, I probably just offended some people. And if that's you, fuck off. I really don't care. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. That's my generation. I don't know if your generation is words or violence. Oh no, oh, you called me a name. That's a different topic. But apparently this video is about if you have a feeling, if it's super positive, go with it because that placebo effect or that's super powerful. Your body is super powerful. Like I can't believe that my immune system has not kicked this shit to the curb because cancer is cells that multiply and they camouflage themselves, but it's like it seems so obvious. Like if you just walked in, let's just say your body was a bar and you just walked in and you saw a bunch of shady characters sitting over there and you knew they were up to no good, but they had on like little mustaches and oh, we're one of you. That's what it feels like to me. Because it seems so simple to get rid of cancer in one's body, but you know, if you have any negative feelings, kick them to the curb because they're not real, and there's always hope.